Are you out there?
You see how I'm up here?
And I'm here, and it's truly unfortunate you do not know I'm here. You'll never see this.
And I'm making it.
And I'm making it, and it's truly unfortunate you won't see it.
And if he should be out there, would you ask one of the ushers to look for to ask him to present his credentials?
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't belong in a professional audience.
No.
So would you have him escorted out?
Interestingly enough, that I can't do that, because if
Won't.
I won't do that, and the reason I won't do that is because if I asked someone to escort him out, it's likely he could feel the way I felt, and I wouldn't do that to him.
Well, how about in fantasy? Just make sure he's not in the audience.
Okay, in fact, I could do that in fantasy. In fantasy, I could do that. In real life, no, but in fantasy, I could say, haul his ass out of there.
You got it.
So the next time you start to be perfect, we'll say, hey, haul his ass out of here.
Just haul his ass out of there and lock the door. Lock the door, because in here we're going to learn, we will have fun, and we will do this in a way that feels good for everybody in here. That's how we're going to do it in here. We're not going to do it perfectly. We will do it with energy and with excitement and having fun in a way that flows.
Are you saying this perfectly?
No, I'm saying it the way I feel and the way it's going to be.
Okay,
great.
and if everybody doesn't like it, I just mean some asshole.
If someone doesn't like it, they're not my father. They're not my father. I don't give a shit. Or whatever.
Hey,
They can not like it and they can be bored, and that's, you know.
I believe you.
That's their problem.
I believe you.
It's their problem.
I believe
It's
you.
no longer my problem if they get bored.
Okay.
I don't care.
Terrific.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely word.
Thank you.
Bob and Mary, this seemed to me like a very classical type of redecision work, and I wonder what thoughts or reactions you had to it.
Yes, I consider it classical redecision work. It's what we first taught, which is get the contract specifically. The client was very specific with the contract. Then find out
Almost
what...
as if he'd carried it in his pocket, all attested to before he came.
I didn't find it stereotyped in any way.
Oh, no. Attested to. This is his contract, by God.
Okay. The contract was very clear. Then the next step is in effect, how have you prevented yourself from realizing this contract? How come you stuck here? We heard what he says in his head and what he feels. Then using those two pieces, it's very simple go back in time. I like to have people shut their eyes so they're not adaptively watching me to see whether I like it or not. Go back in time, and what is the precise scene? And he is the kind of person who does this very well. He's standing there in the front yard with the neighbor, with his father, with himself. He knows exactly what he feels. And then when he brought in the Indian, that was just spectacular. And this is what some children do. And so the decision here was I won't feel and I won't show my feelings. Right. And I thought that was spectacular. And then when we had that, the redecision is it's all right to feel, even in front of us and God and everybody.
I liked the way you moved his father out when he was stuck there, and then did it with the neighbor, and then moved the father back in.
And the other way would have been to move it to us and then back again. And the third way would have been to insist that he do it with his father by saying things, well, he's not really here, which doesn't really change very much. Oh, yeah, but he's still in the child, you could say, if he does it that way. I think what was remarkable about this also, and I'm sorry that you couldn't see his face in the camera, because the changes he had in his face as he went into his child ego state were just spectacular. Just spectacular. I do a lot of work with a lot of camera work in which I have both parent ego state and child ego state in the same series of pieces of work. We never asked him to be his father here, so we wouldn't have seen his father. But his child was just magnificent.
And very often in scenes like this, we will ask the person to get up and act it out. And that plan was one I thought of and then decided not to do because he was so much into it already. But we could have had him be the father standing up rather than say it in his own chair. Then be the neighbor, and if he had needed to do the kind of work Morrow did, he could have transformed that neighbor probably into a good parent who would have said, I'm embarrassed, I don't believe your father's really an asshole. And then accepted that. Also, if we used his face, the thing that I was wanting to tell him and didn't was that he could use as a truth button for himself this. Because whenever he's going into being the little Indian, he bites his lip.
That's right. Yeah. That's a nice anchor for him too. He stick out his tongue next time instead of biting his lip.
Good idea.
And he obviously is very adept and very self-aware. So that he was, lots of times people say to us, how do you get clients to do this? Some clients do this easily, and some clients take quite a few sessions to develop the trust and develop the self-awareness to let themselves have memories. And every client won't go in, of course, and in the first 15 minutes of therapy, do what he did.
Well, also, that's one of the beauties of working in the group setting like you work, because people who aren't ready get to watch so many other people.
They get ready.
Yeah, they prepare themselves in their heads before.
Thank you.
And do a lot of work outside of their own work, verbal work in the group. And that's one of the great things about group therapy, as I said at the Phoenix conference last December. One of the big advantages of the group is the way people can do so much of their own work while other people are working, and you save thousands of hours of time.
And I wanted to say something else about this work. I thought he did a tremendous job of telling us that he had a new parent already in his head, which was the part of him that loves and the part of him that accepts his marriage. And there was a lot of parent in that.
Yeah.
A lot of nurturing parent that wasn't there with father, and then the other part was this delightful free child, but move his ass out was definitely that was really that was the major redecision.
That was
the other one was along the way.
Yeah, that's right.
That he did.
What was also so neat was, almost every step of the way, there was a little bit of resistance, and you just sidestepped it, and you didn't accept it, and you worked with it, and took a slightly different way. Yeah.
Sure. So what do you want to change?
My contract is to leave behind my feelings about early sexual abuse.
By whom? I'm not talking about name, but relationship.
This was sort of my father left when I was 3. This was sort of he was Cub Scout master, church curate, family friend who spent a lot of time with us, and why this comes up so much later, I was talking to my brother just about a year or so ago, and of course, and he was abused by him too.
So there's two of you abused.
Right.
In what age?
Oh, between 9 and 14 over a period of time. And
so what you're wanting to do is get past this?
I want to get past that. I want to leave that. I want to leave that behind. A lot of the emotions and the feelings, and one part of it too is in terms of the anger around that. It's interesting.
Instead of the anger, will you test out I'm angry?
I'm angry.
How else do the memories of this get in the way of your present day life? Like I hear you're abused.
Mostly scared of being close to men, and particularly authority type of figures, and that's the way I'm most aware of how it affects me now.
Okay.
So you grew up abused, and you're not an abuser.
I'm not an abuser.
Good
no.
for you.
Thank you.
Because most abusers were abused.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Before you start off, would you say to me, I won't let you sexually abuse me?
I won't won't let you sexually abuse me.
Will you say it to him?
I won't let you sexually abuse me.
And you have your eyebrows way up as if... Would you let your face be down and feel your power and your strength and your age and tell him from that position?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you were only 9 to 14. Now you're grown up.
So say it to me again.
Bob, I won't let you sexually abuse me.
I hear you. How do you feel with that one?
I feel scented.
Yeah.
True, right?
I'm more in touch with...
True, true, right?
Yeah.
Stand up and say it.
Bob, I won't let you sexually abuse me.
And you ended with a little question mark where you put more force in your words.
Bob, I won't let you sexually abuse me.
When you say you or anybody else?
Anybody else.
Yeah. Solid with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to sit down again?
Yeah.
Now, what are you afraid of?
In terms of the present.
In terms of the present, I'm not experiencing a scare right now.
Good.
I'm feeling,
Good. That's the issue, isn't
feeling
it?
present.
Yeah.
It's the issue. It's not just a scare of men, it's a scare of life
Yeah.
for me in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, so now are you ready to go back there? Knowing that in the present you will not let yourself be sexually abused, even by people you care about, huh?
Yeah.
Because I assume that you also cared about this guy, which made his abuse doubly terrible.
That's right. That's the...
Okay, be there and go ahead, say what you want to say.
That's the problem, because I loved you.
Yeah, say more.
And I didn't know the whole fucking thing was abusive. It wasn't just when you abused me. It was abusive when you was there. I mean, they just used me totally. And that's what's abusive.
You're right, say more. Let yourself go through it and tell him all this that you're feeling and thinking.
And it was a shit. I mean, it was just that I took it, and I took it, and I took it, and I don't know why I did that. I'm mad at myself for taking that and letting it be.
And say some more about him.
And I hate you. I just hate you.
First I loved you, is that true?
Yeah, I still do. I still do, damn it. I mean, in a way, you were my father.
Yeah, that's the point.
And when you were our father, both my brother and my father.
Yeah, you're the only father I had.
Yeah. And that's where...
Put some words for that.
I hate you, and I hate you, and I hate you, and I just didn't know. I thought, and I thought that you loved me too, and I now I know that you didn't. You just used me, and you used me, and
Let me take the back
to this day.
the back of your chair.
No, just a cushion.
Don't hurt yourself. It's okay to pound.
Yeah.
It's not fair to hurt yourself over what he did to you. Say more. You're only 9 years old.
So close your hand instead of having it open and just bang that pillow over your knee.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. One thing that I'm aware of from that sexual abuse is I stopped thinking somehow or other. I just shut down my thinking.
I believe you.
I didn't let myself think.
So you shut down a lot of things. You
Yeah.
Mainly you shut down your thinking. Say more about that.
Well, I just, I tried to think, what did I tell myself when I was sexually abused? And I didn't tell myself that.
You told yourself not to
I
think?
told myself not to think about it.
Sure.
Not to feel it.
Of course.
I still don't like it. And that's why I want to kill him.
Of course.
I took it.
That's it.
Oh, God.
Sure. That's right. And would you tell him it's not my fault?
That was only years after it didn't happen, but he loves me.
Will you tell him it's not my fault? I'm only a kid.
It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
I'm only a kid.
Only a kid.
Where are you now?
I want to come back here.
Okay. So here you are. Will you look at that child with real sympathy and understanding?
Yeah, and there's another piece of it somehow, that I was supposed to take care of my brother too somehow, and I didn't do that.
Good. So leave him out right now, because it's enough to take care of yourself. That's really enough. You see?
Well,
You see that little boy there?
oh, he's scared.
Of course. And he stopped thinking,
Yeah.
and he got love and sex all mixed up at the wrong age because of that bastard, who he also loved and he hated. So for a long time you didn't think.
For a long time I didn't think.
And now would you let yourself think and put him down there on the floor and tell him what you think?